My name is Fazila, and I will introduce what is Reef Star coral restorations. Reef Star coral restoration is one of the effective methods for recovering coral bleaching. This innovative approach involves the use of steel structures which are attached to coral fragments and strategically placed on the rubber beds or around existing coral domes to create a web-like structure. This method has been implemented in the Mars Coral Reef Restoration Project in Indonesia, a significant initiative to restore degraded coral ecosystems. The research conducted in this project focused on measuring the physical habitat and calculating three complementary measures of restoration at both small and large scales. These measures were applied across degraded, restored, and healthy coral reef to evaluate the success of the restoration effort.
Hi, I am Nur Azanisha, Executive Sabri. I will present about methodology Reef Star coral restoration. The first step is legal and policy review. It is involved reviewing national and ministerial policies using platforms like peraturan.co.id, the research for regulation pertaining to coral reef restoration. A string-based search technique combines legal terms with restoration-related keywords for true coverage. Next, reef restoration record view. The data was gathered from academic and grey literature. To ensure inclusivity, the research involved English and Bahasa Indonesia using a range of keyword tied to coral restoration practice. The third step is data processing. To build an accurate database, it was distinguished between records and projects to ensure accurate database representation. This ensured that multi-location or multi-method projects were correctly represented without duplication. The last step is terminology refinement. It is about aligning local and international context, use of local terms compared to international restoration language. For example, emphasize terms such as transplantation and reef rehabilitation as used in the Indonesia context. To conclude, this methodology has enabled the understanding of Indonesia's coral reef restoration landscape, setting a foundation for a data-driven policy and practice improvement.
From the results of this study, we found that each category of benthic composition was significantly affected by the habitat types. Referring to the bar chart shown in the results, the percent cover of the corals such as the branching and digitate corals, massive and submassive corals, plating and encrusting corals, tabular corals, and also the other benthic are much more higher in the healthy habitat and restored habitat compared to the degraded habitat. The factors leading to these results included the environmental factors around the healthy habitats and the effectiveness of the Reef Star method used in this study. The healthy habitat, which is surrounded by clear seawater with suitable current and wave providing food source to the corals, have suitable salinity and seawater temperature range which is favorable for the corals' growth and development, can boost up the percent cover of corals in the habitat. While the restored habitat, although the Reef Star method used in this study cannot restore the salinity and seawater range, which favor to the growth and development of the corals, but it can help in stabilizing the loose rubber and provide a platform for rapid coral growth and the development of a complete reef ecosystem.
Hi, my name is Nongkaida Binti. Now let's compare two approaches, the Reef Star method and the other coral transplantation methods. For the Reef Star methods, it's focused on the substratum stabilizing. It's highly effective at restoring habitats by stabilizing loose fragments and rubbles. This method is particularly well suited for areas which is unstable substrate hiding coral recovery. For the coral transplantation methods, it composed various approaches. The first one is asexual propagation, include direct transplantation and coral farming using conventional or the microfragment technique. The second one is sexual propagation level enhancement both in situ and ex situ. The third one is substrates. Using as artificial reef also plays a role along the stabilizing or substrate. This one is similar to the Reef Star method. Okay, we move to the next slide. For the other Reef Star method, which is in small-scale habitat restoration, it is fast for cost efficient and effective for the limited areas. On the other hand, alternative methods like coral gardening are more suitable for large-scale restorations. However, they require significant human resource and time, often requiring higher costs. Each course has its strange and ideal applications. For the Reef Star method, is perfect for quick small-scale interventions, while other methods are designed for the large, complex restoration. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Today I want to discuss the advantage and disadvantage of Reef Star coral restoration. A promising technique aims at reviving our coral ecosystem. The first one, advantage of Reef Star coral restoration is rapid recovery. One of the most compelling advantages is the speed of recovery. Research indicates the degraded reef can recover at rate comparable to healthy reef within just 4 years when using a Reef Star. The secondly, stabilization of substrate. The Reef Star provides a sturdy platform that stabilizes the lost rubble, which is essential in areas previously damaged by destructive fishing practices, such as blast fishing. The third one is biodiversity enhancement. As coral grow over the Reef Star, the new habitats are created for various marine species. This encourages the settlement of additional native coral and support the overall biodiversity of the reef ecosystem, making it more resilient to environmental change. The second one is the advantage of Reef Star restoration. The first one is species competition. A significant challenge is potential for species competition. Mixing different coral species on the same Reef Star can lead to competitive dominance, where one species will outgrow and kill others. The second one is a material footprint. The use of steel structures and the resilience on plastic materials can raising a concern about environmental impact. The third one is a limited coral diet. Not all coral species can attach well to the metal structures. Some may grow vertically without a solid base, making them vulnerable to environmental stress like storm. These limitations can affect the overall efficiency of the restorations.
The Reef Star method is an effective and cost-efficient coral restoration technique that stabilizes the substrate such as rubbles, promotes rapid coral growth, and enhances biodiversity in small-scale habitats. While it has limitations such as species competition and a limited range of coral types that it supports, still, it serves as a valuable tool in restoring degraded reefs and complements the other methods for large-scale restoration efforts. Finally, the Reef Star method is part of comprehensive strategy to mitigate the coral bleaching and restore marine ecosystem effectively, even though it complements other methods like coral gardening for broader applications.